So Anaheim will get the first possession. And stolen by Wagner. Here's Giddey. Throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, you got to credit the quick thinking on that play from Wagner. Seeing a chance to grab the steal and swiping it.
To stand, you don't see a whole lot of players, 6'10", with the perimeter skills of a Franz Wagner.
Oh, you sure don't, Kevin. And not a guy with his size, strength, and skill, and he can create shots for himself, he can finish through contact, and he will also create shots for his teammates.
Now here's Giddey. Lock at 6. Adebayo the screen. And Adebayo throws it down.
Well, the playmaking ability of Wagner is special. He can cut apart defenses with his passing skills.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. And finish off by Wagner.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, you'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
And here is Walton. After Dwayne Wade hitting the 3. Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's big for Wagner's confidence when he's connecting from deep, especially in these answer 3 situations.
Now here's Westbrook. Over Giddey. And Anaheim tacks on 2 more.
And you can see that backcourt just setting the tone for the entire team.
No slouch on defense. Jokic sending it back in the paint.
So they take the lead. Wade's got 6.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Now here's Wade. He's got 6. We've got 1:18 left in the first quarter. From the arc, and Anaheim with another 3.
And Wade is very selective from this area, but he can absolutely knock down the triple.
Deep Adebayo. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And here is Walton, following the three-pointer by Bam Adebayo. Back to Walton. Kicks it out to Wagner. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Something Wagner continues to work on. It's huge when he's connecting from outside.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with the competitive mindset. Coming right back with his own 3.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, not sure I like the foul there, but Giddey was trying to get to the line. That's for sure.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
And he goes in for the dunk.
Both teams racking up the points to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their teams.
For Sacramento, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Well, look, I really appreciate how Franz Wagner does a little of everything. Along with plenty of scoring, he's a multi-dimensional player.
Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Anaheim leads by 4. And don't go away. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for Anaheim.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, It spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
And also, guys, they're playing for one another right now. All those extra passes are leading to easy buckets.
And finished off by Avdia.
Great hops. Avdia got way up there.
Green. Okafor with the rebound. And the foul called on Larry Bird.
First personal foul.
That is his first foul of the game. Here's Okafor. Garnett outside. Pass to Shibwe. 5 to shoot. All sorts of time. Anaheim grabs the miss. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. Anaheim shooting their first free throw of the game. And Green no good on that one.
What I appreciate most about Green is his leadership. Strong vocally on and off the floor.
Pass to Bird. And it's Bird with the jam.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead it to the score.
Kicks it out to Garnett. Over in the corner, Avdia. Good, it's Garnett with the assist that time. Avdia's got 5 points now in the quarter. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. On the wing, Bird. Larry Bird with the slam.
This is what separates Green from most bigs. A point forward who excels at passing.
Here's Shibwe. Still scoreless. And Okafor has it in the corner. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Coach has to be happy with that. Draw the defense, then swing it out for a good look at a trip.
Here's Garnett. Misses the three.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Here's Shibwe. Another three for Sacramento.
Timeout.
Nice shot. Doing his part to stretch out that defense.
And Larry Brown wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Anaheim trails by 3. Pass to Adebayo. Kevin Garnett with the steal. On the wing, Green. Wagner outside. There's the triple. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Right side, Griffin. 56 seconds left in the first half of the game. Just 5 on the clock. Driving to the basket. And Griffin slams it in.
Power and explosion. That's Griffin's edge.
Pass to Okafor. There's a good screen to the inside. And that one's good. Wagner.
Look, when Wagner's rolling, he can score with the best of them. He's having an outstanding night.
And there it is for him.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And Sacramento has possession. It's Garnett on the wing. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
5 seconds left in the first half. Deep 2 from Wagner. And good. as it just snugs right down through the net.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Ballers lead by 3. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Pass to Walton. Now Wagner, a 3, and that comes off the assist by Bill Walton. Wagner's got the opening bucket to start the second half for Sacramento.
Well, that's great D. That's what happens when you have great anticipation like Josh Giddey.
But nothing better than knocking down the triple.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for Anaheim. 9-point game. And stolen by Wagner. Pass to Chambers. A 3-ball. Another 3 for Sacramento.
And you know what? They've been on a nice run here, had the ability to widen the gap. Now they are rolling.
Yeah, but we know momentum can flip the other direction very quickly. You can't get complacent now.
Outside Westbrook. And it's Wade in the corner. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Well, this is a spot where you have to be able to go to your leaders. They need to step up and make a play to turn things around.
It's stolen by Adebayo. Pass to Giddey. Here's Chambers. And there's the drive.
Well, with the skill of Josh Giddey, his passing ability really completes the package.
Greg, we have another up-and-comer from down under, Josh Giddey.
I mean, a lot of young talent coming to the NBA by way of Australia. Their great skill development programs showing in Giddey, who stands 6'8", but plays like a small point guard.
Now Westbrook. He has 7, just 5 to shoot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
The ball goes to Sacramento.
Here's Giddey. There's 1:26 left in the third. Pass to Chambers. And Wagner has it in the corner. Here's Chambers. Wagner outside. Shot clock at 5. Wade from outside. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Kicks it out to Wagner. That one falls coming off Adebayo's feet. And that's 19 points for Franz Wagner. For 3, Westbrook. And another miss by Anaheim. Sacramento leading by 22. Kicks it out to Wagner. Buries the long-range jumper. Wagner's got a pair of 3s now here in the third for the Ballers.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Look, when the 3 is falling like this, there's not a whole lot you can do defensively.
And the foul on Dwayne Wade.
First team foul.
That's foul number 2 for him. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to Walton. To the middle. And Walton throws it down.
Well, first he sets a solid screen, then he shifts into a scoring position. I mean, that's exactly how it should be done.
Westbrook way outside. And so it's Sacramento, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. We come back right after this. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And it's Anaheim with the ball. And here is Fox.
Get through.
6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Brown. From past the arc. The rebound by Garnett.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
Now, here's Fox. Fires from way outside. Tshiebwe with the rebound.
I'm honestly not sure what that was about. Maybe a protest against his coach?
Well, if that was one of my players, I'd think about sitting him down right away and letting him think about that one.
Brown with it. Pass to Walton. Over Garnett. And another miss by Anaheim. Here's Tshiebwe. Garnett outside. For 3. Williams' shot is off.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And finished off by Avdia.
Oh, he's not going to miss that.
And so Fox will bring it up for Anaheim. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. Driving in, and it's Fox with the jam.
A full speed attack at the rim. Fox is lightning quick.
Here's Anaheim. Rob. Here's Tshiebwe.
Oh, man. Wow. Wow. And look, as amazing as that was, those are the types of dunks that make you a little nervous.
Personal foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
1:31 left here in the fourth quarter. Over in the corner, Williams. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Brown.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Oscar Tshiebwe.
Tshiebwe gets the bucket.
Well, he clearly liked that look and made sure not to waste the opportunity.
Outside, Fox. Beyond the arc. Sacramento grabs the miss. Pass to Avdia. Kicks it out to Garnett. Here's Tshiebwe. And the 3 off target. Down low. Here's Walton. It's rebounded by Kevin Garnett.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, that's one he'd like to have back. Those are the opportunities you have to convert.
Oh, nice kick out. That's reading the defense and taking what they give you.
Outside, Avdia. Here's Tshiebwe. They get it back. The second chance effort. And it comes off the front of the rim. And so it's Sacramento.